Was a girl running in a group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod and large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod.
928 Car Guys. If you need to talk to me, if you need to ask me a question about your car, if you want to just weigh in on something I say, I mean, I'm here. All you got to do is call me. I saw my representative from the Bumper to Bumper is now Auto Value, and these guys, they have really made a conglomeration, and they've got some great deals going on for this holiday season. You get over to your Auto Value store, you cannot go wrong. Plus the guys, you gearheads, you high performance guys, they got it all. Man, they got everything. These guys are something else. And there's some real partsmen in these stores, guys that really know their stuff. All right, we got to talk about some more about the car world, what's going on here, because there's plenty going on. This whole thing. Less than 2 weeks after taking the helm from the United Auto Workers from former President Gary Jones, acting President Rory Gambles is announcing a series of sweeping ethic reforms. No, say it isn't so. President Jones, you remember, stepped down after being implicated in the ongoing corruption scandal investigation. The investigation is focused on illicit spending of training center funds, kickbacks from trinkets and trash purchases. In other words, they ordered a gazillion watches, put them in a warehouse, and everybody got a kickback on the whole deal. They overcharged for it. Yeah. And the building of a very elegant cabin for President Gary Jones up in the woods there in Michigan. That's where you're going to go hide when they get ready to put the cuffs on him. First and foremost, the union will hold a nationwide search for an ethics officer, an external position that will have power to investigate all allegations and complaints. The union will also add an ombudsman to receive these complaints and refer them to the outside ethics officer. So he'll be in-house. He'll be part of the game. I don't know if that's going to work. I think everybody's got to be from the outside because, boy, oh boy, the inside's kind of rotten over there. Also, the UAW will implement stringent money controls. Now, that sounds good, including the banning of all charitable contributions from UAW joint program centers, vendors, or employers to any charities run or controlled by union officials. Hey, that's the training center money that got them caught, guys. Just remember that. That's what took them down the chute. It made them bad boys, and they are bad. The ones that are gone are gone. Last week, 55. This got to me. Last week, 55,000 Ford UAW members ratified the new contract with the company that allows the manufacturer to close a Michigan plant, but provides for raises and thousands of new jobs and more than $6 billion in the manufacturing investment. Not to mention the ratification bonus for all workers. It was like $9,000 for each guy. His bonus. Ford said it will take $700 million. It will take a $700 million charge to its fourth quarterly report. Well, I'm sure it will. And that's mostly due to the bonuses. You figure, $9,000 a guy, 55,000 guys? Hello. Ooh, they're big dough. The measure passed with a 56.3% margin, with the Chicago Assembly Plant and the Lima, Ohio Engine Plant Works being the only two locals to vote against the deal. Okay, I think the Ford plant went 51% against the deal, but it's ratified now nationwide. All the other plants jumped up, and it, as a union, it went 56.3. So those guys in Chicago are going to get their $9,000 too. Now the UAW is 2 for 2, and it's on to FCA Chrysler for a contentious negotiation. Let me just tell you, you see the times they are a-changing at FCA Chrysler as the company prepares for their impending merger. Ah, yes. They are going to have a merger, and we will talk about that with The Frenchman. FCA Chrysler, they under Sergio Marchionne, my buddy, he and Elon are my friends. They Sergio wanted to merge with anybody, somebody. He was with here, a lifelong worker at Fiat Chrysler, at the Warren truck assembly plant. Eric Holloway has seen the company go through many reforms. Okay, prior to 2009. There was an ill-fated merger with Daimler. That was Sergio and the boys. Then the brief ownership by Cerebus Capital Management. That was when they went to bankruptcy in 2009. After that. And then the bankruptcy that resulted in the bailout and then a tie-up with Fiat Incorporated. So now it's FCA Chrysler, right? Now Eric and his fellow workers are bracing for another blockbuster merger at a very different nature. Oh, boy. The upcoming merger with PSA, a French company that features the Peugeot brand. I don't know if you're going to sell a Peugeot in America. I don't know what kind of... America's in love with their cars. They don't want anything called a Peugeot. Well, anyway. All this while the workers await the contract negotiations with their union, the UAW, and wonder about the fate of their pay and benefits as well as their retirement when FCA Chrysler merges with a non-union car maker from France. Well, Fiat was non-union. All the Chrysler plants are still union in America. Everything Chrysler is union, but the import plants are not. Okay, I don't know if Peugeot has a plant here or not. I really don't. Eric, and it's spelled ARIC, by the way, who only has 4 more years to retirement, is also concerned for his son, who's just getting started with the company. I'm not sure what will happen here, but Chrysler is currently owned by a non-union company, and the employees are doing just fine. They're not hurting. They're not in any way are they in trouble or having problems. So we're going to see. It's coming up. They're going to merge FCA Chrysler and Peugeot. What are we going to call that? Well, it's not Peugeot. It's PSA. So it's going to be FCA PSA Chrysler. Jeez, oh man. Oh my God. This sounds like a college course or something.
I'm just surprised that you said he spelled Eric A-R-C.
A-R-I-C. No, A-R-I-C.
A-R-I-C.
That's it.
Okay.
That's not how you spell Eric.
No, not even close.
That, by the way, is Eric, the producer. He's spinning the dials. Let me just tell you. Eric he's the best. Some quick hits from your car guy that I picked up around the country here, and they're there. The U.S. Senate Commerce Committee. It is a commercial. The U.S. Senate Commerce Committee will now hold a November 20th meeting. That's today, by the way, on the testing and deployment of self-driving vehicles that is said to involve top U.S. safety officials. This meeting comes one day after the National Transportation Board met to determine the probable cause of a March 2018 Uber self-driving car that killed a pedestrian. Okay? This is getting sticky now. This whole self-driving thing is getting stickier and stickier and stickier. Yeah, it's reminding me of a box of milk duds melting. Documents released this week show many flaws in the Uber technology system and was not programmed, and plus the system is not programmed to detect a jaywalking pedestrian. In other words, somebody not in the crosswalk. Seems the Senate is struggling to pass legislation on autonomous vehicles and is seeking more input to make laws that will not hinder technology development and maintain safety, all the while maintain safety. Okay? In other words, they don't want to be accused of stopping the progress of technology for self-driving and all this, but they don't want it to be unsafe. Well, it's unsafe right now, let me just tell you, all right? Take my word for it. Meanwhile, the NHTSA said about a month ago it was moving ahead with efforts to revise safety rules that bar self-driving cars from the roads if they don't, I repeat, if they don't have human controls like steering wheels and pedals. I'm telling you right now, as your car guy, you'll never get me in a car that I can't have a steering wheel and a pedal. I want to be able to steer it and brake it. If you want to control the fuel, or gas, electric, well, you want to control the speed, I can deal with any speed you put it in. But I want to be able to stop it, me. You want to let it stop by itself? You let it stop by itself. But when it doesn't want to stop, or I want to stop, I'm stopping. I want a brake pedal and a steering wheel. I mean, what kind of electric car pulls over to say hi to a cute-looking girl walking down the street, huh? Come on. That ain't going to work. A quick aftermath thought on that 40-day strike at General Motors that nobody's talking about. What about the effect on the automotive suppliers? Suppliers such as, think about these guys, Tenneco, Aptiv, Lear Corp, right here in local Indiana, Nemac, Vallejo, they got a plant around here somewhere, Farica, and Magna, just to name some of the big guys. I know Vallejo makes the radiators and the cooling systems and the air compressors. Oh, yeah. Everybody's here, all the big boys. Hey, I think they also make air conditioning condensers and that. There's some big companies here. These are some of the big guys. They have taken huge hits to their corporate bottom lines. They have, and they are scrambling. They are scrambling to recover. Trust me. About 130 suppliers reported temporary layoffs of some 17,000 workers. That's according to the Original Equipment Suppliers Association. I didn't know there was such a thing. OEM Suppliers Association, Original Equipment Suppliers Association. Wow. And many of those major suppliers are expecting financial fallout for 2020 as they rebuild and restructure to make up for their lost sales volume. They took a pounding. They took a real pounding. You got to remember, guys, these car makers, these companies are much smaller than the big three car makers and they have smaller reserves. They don't have that kind of money in the bank. I mean, you tell General Motors, you need to spend $1 billion on this because you screwed up. Okay, here's $1 billion. They just throw it at it. $1 billion to these guys, that'd be death. That'd be the end of it. So this is a big deal to them, okay? Mike Well, an analyst at IHS Markit, told Automotive News, you are hard-pressed to find a supplier that wasn't touched in some way, shape, or form by the strike. And he's right. He's absolutely right. Bad news for everybody. It really was, too. Well, you got it. Sometimes I don't know which page I'm on here. I know. All right. General Motors. Oh, I see. General Motors, those 4 electric plants their 4 electric cars they're getting ready to build. They are battery-powered versions, and here they are. The GMC Sierra, Cadillac Escalade. You remember this is the plant I reported GM was closing. That's that Hamtramck plant. But it will now stay open after the contract negotiation with the UAW. The deal is General Motors will spend $3 billion to use. There we go, $3 billion. Throw it around. $3 billion to use the plant to build electrical pickups and vans. When the facility is up to full capacity, this bad boy is going to employ some 2,200 workers and produce 100,000 vehicles a year. Hello? Oh, hokey smoke. Jeez, 100,000 vehicles a year in one plant. Wow. That's a big joint. In late 2020, oh my God, this is the one, Eric, close your ears. In the late 2020, Ford will debut their first all-electric crossover. They had to do this. They call it the Mustang Mach-E. Ford, the company that shoots themselves in the foot on a regular basis, a.k.a. the Escort they got rid of, the Taurus they got rid of twice. And now here, they're going to take the Mustang and make it all electric and call it a Mustang Mach-E. This will be the first Mustang-named vehicle that is not a coupe, convertible, or hatchback. And the first Mustang with electronic or electric propulsion. Propulsion. Ooh, easy for me to say. The Mach-E will go on sale in late 2020, offered in several models starting at about $43,000 and gets up into the $60,000 range. Some editions offer a range of about 300 miles, and others offer a performance package where the Mustang will go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Now that's the Stallion I remember. That I can live with. But who cares if it's fast? It's still ugly. We saw a picture of it, Eric. Eric is really upset.
Yeah, we talked about it in our preview show before here, and the color's nice. I like the color, but the design and everything else that came along with it, it was just,
Well,
it's no.
What's next? Put a camper on a Corvette? Come on.
Make a Camaro into a minivan.
Yeah, Camaro minivan. Come on.
Oh no.
No, leave the Mustang alone. Come on. Carroll Shelby's rolling over in his grave for God's
Exactly,
sake.
and it's one of those cars that you don't mess with. I mean, you could remodel it, give it modifications, keep it the way it is. Keep it a car, keep it a sports
You
car.
want to make it an electric car, make it an electric car.
Exactly.
But leave it look like a Mustang.
Exactly. That's all we're asking. I don't think we're asking for a lot. We're not asking for a Mustang into a minivan like how we said it, but
I don't know. There's so much better that we could do.
disappointing.
It's I would call it very disappointing, not just disappointing. It's killing me. I mean, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Hello, that's good. I can deal with that. I like that. But it looks like a grocery getter. It just doesn't look like a Mustang.
Let's just say you'll get your groceries a lot more
It's got
quicker than usual.
Yeah, well, it's got the Mustang badge on it. Why not call it something else? Call it an Escape or call it an Edge or call it any. Don't do this to the Mustang. Oh
No.
All right, Hyundai Motor Corporation. I didn't want to think about it anymore. It's killing me. Hyundai Motor Corporation will invest roughly $410 million to expand its Alabama plant in preparation to build its all-new Santa Cruz pickup. The Santa Cruz pickup is a vehicle first shown at the 2015 Detroit Auto Show as a concept car. Well, here it comes. In a statement released by the automaker, Hyundai says that the project will add some 1,200 new jobs at the facility, which already builds the Sonata, Elantra, and Santa Fe crossover. The Santa Cruz is a smaller pickup, and it's aimed at the urban millennial market, as its size will make it easier to drive and park in a crowded urban setting. All the little kiddies, the little millennials will be able to park it downtown. Spokesman for Hyundai, Michael O'Brien, said, what's this Irishman doing working for Hyundai? Said the new pickup had to be made in America. They're going to build it here. They had to make it here because they wanted to avoid the 25% tariff on imported trucks. Hello. Build it here. Employ our people. Spend your dough here. Come on. Put the money in America.